I get back in the studio and I recorded an album called Fendi Monster. Because, Fendi Feta, basically the name comes from, my name originally was Cheese, and so I became Feta. And I love Fendi. So it was the double F, the two F things. And I became the Fendi Monster because during quarantine, and this is actually coming out of quarantine, I went through a lot of things, a lot of trials and tribulations and betrayals and everything. And I got a chance to reflect on what happened. So it's a darker side, so you still get that melodic, but then I developed a sound and I became the Fendi Monster, which is this angry individual, another variant, another Fender variant in the Fediverse. And, you know, going through depression and drugs and the perkies and I didn't really do the coke. I was around a lot of people was doing coke and watching how they was moving and everything like that and their ups and downs. But we were on yachts and we had a lot of fun during quarantine in Harlem, 25th and 40th. We was with Bells and Big Mike and Jazz and Tiki and Tisha. There's like three Tishas in Harlem. You understand what I'm saying? And we was having fun, right? And, it was a good time in my life and a bad time in my life. I got into relationships that didn't work out and people misled me and I put a lot of effort in I passed around a lot of Clase Azul in 1942. Because before the pandemic started, Clase Azul was $80. In 1942 it was like 120. So I had like 3 or 4 bottles before the pandemic. And then after pandemic went up to like 120 and then 150, something like that. And then we were still drinking. I had the hookah and everything. And people come over, I make tacos. So again, I was told, put your real self in the music. Who you are, who the fuck is Fendi Feta, and who's this Fendi Monster. So I made this track called Biden. No disrespect to Biden or anything. I was just talking about the stimulus packages and things like that and the life that we live. That's the intro. And that's one of my favorite records, and people love that record and love that intro. That's one of my best intros, right? Because I really got into character, right? Again, Fendi Feta, Apple Music, Fendi Monster, right? So we get into character, and I'm like, I'm this guy, and then I started rapping about food because I'm like, people are like, why you got a song called Mofongo and Mongol? And the song is not about Mofongo, and the song is not about Mongol. It was about me falling in love with someone, and I was cooking Mofongo and I was cooking Mongol, and the food that I'm talking about was so fulfilling, just like the love that they put in my heart at the times that they gave me. So it's always like a starch or something that I'm rapping about because it's like it was so fulfilling, and that's what that person in my life did for me. They fulfilled a piece of me that was missing. It's like when you eat, you're hungry, then you get full. So that's why it's those heavy starches, the mango and the mofongo. And I made those records in Amigos, in quarantine, and all these records about. And then I made this #1 hit record, okay, with Little Breezy, and I'll have to give Little Breezy his credit when it's due. He's a phenomenal rapper. He's a little younger, and sometimes he talks to people a little crazy. So I made the video for OK, and I bring him out, and it was 2 days we did it. And one day I did it without him, and I told him to come back. He could come back. So, oh shit, allergies. But so I made the video. It was a phenomenal video, but this is right before the Dipset shit came out. Dipset versus Locks, and the importance of being a performer and being an artist. And I learned a lot from Jadakiss watching. I was always Jadakiss fan, but I really watched how good this guy was. So I got the record playing and I don't know the words. Not that I don't know the words, I wrote the words. But it's like, I'm like trying to be in character and stuff. Like if you watch like Janet Jackson or like Britney Spears, they were dancing and they were lip syncing because they was doing too much. So Jadakiss's breath control was crazy, right? So I'm trying to learn that my man's getting mad at me. Like like, nigga, you gotta do this shit right. And I'm like, nigga, I'm doing it. But I'm like, not saying the words, right? So the end result was Lil Breezy part wasn't done, and it was frustrating because I really wanted him because he was a phenomenal artist, and I felt myself as like an entrepreneur, as like a Birdman or Diddy or any something like that, and I want to put people on because every album I choose an artist. I started with KTE, then I got Jo, and then I got Breezy, right? Because I'm like, I want everybody to eat, and that's what the problem with me and Yolo Zone, because Yolo Zone was some shit like, yo, I don't want no Fendi Feta to pop up, no KT. I just want Yolo Zone. I said, yo, that's fucked up. Because I'm telling Jo and KTE, when they type in Fendi Feta, I want Jo and KTE to pop up. And that's the difference. Like, I was just thinking different business. But on the flip side, Yolo Zone was on some perfection shit. Like, let's make the record right. But I'm like, nigga, the record's done. Let's put it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm paying $50 an hour, nigga. I don't got time to come back, nigga. This record's ready. And now, even now, with the producer I got, Plastic 2 times, phenomenal guy, but he be MIA. And that's because he got shit going on, and I got it, and I can't, discredit him for that. But I make music every day. So some shit happens, I'm like, I gotta write about it. Or I see a movie or a show, I'm like, I gotta write about it, right? So the Fendi Monster album is done. Phenomenal album. Jo says the best album ever came out. And I still feel like it's the best because it was diverse. You got the turned up trap Fendi Feta, you got the melodic Fendi Feta, talking about relationships and talking about being angry and a drug addiction. Because OK is a song about addiction. It's a real depressing record if you hear what I'm saying. But this is fresh out of quarantine. And got into this character, which was very unique, very different, because people weren't used to that. They like traditional rap and drill rap. I'm like, I'm not a drill rap. I'm not doing all of that. So we did that video, and I'm sorry that he was cut out. And I tried to talk to him, but he couldn't talk to me nicely. So I was like, I'm going to end this conversation because I got love for him. There's no love lost. So I decided just to take the video down just to save peace. Because I wanted him in the video, he couldn't come up. And he took 3 months to respond. I work fast. I make a song every day. I release an album every month. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to a point where I'm making a video every month. And I can't. And that's my reservations with KT, and I would get upset at him too, because I'm like, yo, you need to come out, and people don't have time. But I make time. I work 50, 60 hours a week, and people be like, how did you do it? You just shot a video? Because I remember when I shot Banco, I recorded Fendi Monster, the album, and I recorded the Banco video all in one day. It was a 10, 15-hour day. Jo hates me for this shit. He's like, nigga, I'm tired. I said, I understand, but we got to do this. So did the OK video, and it was based on the movie Us and depression and everything like that. But it was a fun record, and everybody loves it. It's out now, Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify. Maybe watch the video before it goes down. But listen to the record. He was saying some shit on there. And I hate that his part was cut. It wasn't my decision. He needed to finish his part. He didn't finish his part. And he texted me 3, 4 months later. That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like Fendi Feta not giving recognition. Fendi Feta don't want. No, I don't never put somebody on a record not wanting to take it nowhere. And I don't put somebody in the video not wanting to be something. Because I wanted everybody to be down. Like Fendi Feta, KTE, YOLO Zone, Jo, Little Breezy. I'm like, we all going to be on this movement shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe in unity, strength in numbers and shit like that. My fans is your fans, and that's why I want to build the platform. So when you type in Fendi Feta, Jo's popping up. When you type in Jo, Fendi Feta's popping up. That's the importance that I was trying to get behind. But everybody don't get that, and everybody don't understand my process as I move fast. Now I'm moving fast, but I'm still like working on the craft and perfecting each record, going back and maybe adding an ad-lib or saying it with a different delivery. And that's what I learned at Fendi Monster was delivery, different deliveries for different records. Because when I did Mongol, the nigga told me, he said, nah, nigga, you saying it, I like what you're saying, I don't like how you're saying it. So I came back with a different tone. And that's when I learned tone in my third album in Fendi Monster.